Anyways, hello. Today was Sunday. Got quite a lot done actually. I got the event. Let me close this. I got event dispatchers figured out. They are not that one, but this one. Yes. Alright. So there was a lot of rigmarole. I was bouncing my head against a brick wall, kind of to figure out a certain type of thing on how to get one object to talk to another object through functions, and I finally got it into my head that they're like classes or boxes with containers of information of these objects in the game, and you have to poke a little hole in the box and say, hey, you can talk to this part, and then this part can talk to the whole world, and then in another box you have to say, hey, check out that thing, look, let's talk to that one little part. So I got that figured out by this little example here, that I have one object, this box right here, that contains a thing that says once I'm hit, say I'm hit and call a dispatcher right here. And then what it does is this object B, which is a sphere over here, is kicking around with this dispatcher bound to it, waiting for someone to call that dispatcher. And so once the box on the right calls the dispatcher, anything in the world, like the sphere that has the dispatcher in it, goes, hey, the dispatcher was called. And then yeah, it says, hey, I've had a dispatcher run. So anyways, I got it to where, you hit this and see up in the corner it says dispatcher or calling dispatcher, then it from object A, and then once it's in object B, then it runs the then it runs a custom event that the dispatcher is tied into, and then it returns back to object A and says I'm done calling the dispatcher. So anyways, that was a big thing I was able to wrap my head around, and now I'm feeling much more comfortable with how blueprints work, because it's just object-oriented programming in actual objects. So it makes more sense now. So I had to burn a good 2 to 3 hours getting that figured out, but it all makes sense now in that regards, and blueprints are coming much faster and easier. And then because I was using the Unreal or the ones tutorials that blueprints have listed on their website, I just started from the top and started going through them. So I got through these intro to blueprints, which I ended up putting on double speed on YouTube, because as it turns out, this intro to blueprints tutorial lessons are the ones I should have started out with. The guy did a really good job at explaining everything. So yeah, went through that whole series. It was like a multiple part series, so got through all those, hooray. And then onto Blueprint Essentials, which is the next series that I'm on right here. Oh yeah, so here's the ones I went through, 9 parts, and then here's the one I'm going through right now, and I'm on part number 11, and he's explaining the different variable types that you can use to store data and move data around, which is very key to making a game actually function. So again, kind of learning the what appears as the boring part to start out with, but it's very exciting, the programming stuff via or via flowcharts programming, which is pretty cool. After I'm done with this and I get a good done with the blueprints tutorials, then we'll get to see like visually some cool stuff to work on. Right now it's understanding the back end, because you have to train before you're given a samurai sword. Anyways, bad analogy, ignore that. So yeah, going through these, this guy who wrote these tutorials is freaking awesome. His name is not listed here, but anyways, he did the Unreal Blueprint Essentials. It's really cool. Yeah, and that's oh yeah, and via some of his little toys, he showed us how to write this little guy, which is pretty awesome, which makes it so I can it's gonna not work now that I'm showing you. Yeah, I can we'll use for loops via this script over here that gets called, it's a construction script, so during the time of creation is when this part of the scripts run. And anyways, it uses a little loop system to find your endpoint, or give you an endpoint, and then find the distance to the endpoint, and well, it finds how far it is based on measurements of 400, which is the length of that wall and doorway there. And then it says, okay, stack the walls, however many distance that is divided by that, or so say it was 1200 far away, it would say, oh, put 3 walls between point A, the beginning, and that endpoint locator out there. And so it's great for creating building structures or whatnot. But anyways, it's just a good example of how that's so neat how they fire off. Yeah, how for loops, and you can utilize them to do some really cool stuff. But yeah, where is it? Here's the for loop. It just kind of goes through and does some little creation over here, and some more over here, and rotates stuff down here. So anyways, it's really cool. So I got in, yeah, I think a good 8 hours today, and it was a good day. Got up, actually got clean and actually shaved, so I don't look like a homeless hobo anymore. So, yeah, but yeah, so hope everybody else's day was shiny. That's what I did, and of course got to play a little more Heroes of the Storm. Got to fit that in. So yeah, hope the day was shiny for everybody else, and peace out, have fun, enjoy the evening.